Robin and Allison Norris, Fred's wife, planned a surprise engagement party for me and I guess Beth, too. Although I don't think Beth would have gotten it if it wasn't my involvement. You know what I mean?
Well, if you weren't involved, we wouldn't know Beth.
That's exactly my point. So I hope no one forgets that. Yeah, Robin and Allison Norris. See, I didn't understand. You and Allison Norris split the expense of the party?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fred, thank you. Did you get my phone call, Robin?
You know what? No, I did not. Where were you calling?
I said to Beth, boy, Robin would have called me back. I called your cell. I left you a long message. I left you like a 5-minute message on there. Well, not 5 minutes, but...
Well, then I must have it. I didn't see it this weekend.
How do you not... Do you check your message? You didn't check your message?
I thought I was checking. Let me check now.
Of course. I left you a long message right after the party. I had a feel... You know, I always feel like a douchebag.
Why?
Fred, did you get my message?
I did get your message.
Oh, okay.
It was very heartfelt. Thank you very much.
All right. I would have left one for Allison, but I don't have her number.
No, I think Beth and her spoke. So
yes.
They touched base. It was really sweet.
I left a message for Robin, and I left a message for Fred.
Did the people who Beth works with on a regular basis throw you a surprise party?
No. I got nothing from them. Anyway, so they had this beautiful surprise party at Cafe Gray, which is here in Manhattan.
Which is wonderful.
Wonderful place. And I got there with Beth, and man, it was a big surprise. And I got to tell you, you know, aside from the food and everything, it was a great group of people. And there's so many things I want to talk about this party. I have tape of the party and the speeches and stuff. Artie Lang makes the best speeches. If you
ever need a person to do some public speaking for you, get Artie.
Artie is the Bobby Fischer of public speaking.
Absolutely.
There's no better. I'm convinced
Babe
of it.
Ruth. He hits it out of the park every time.
How much of that is ad-libbed and how much of that is pre-planned?
Well, you know...
There was no time to plan.
I figured, you know, that from the past...
you had
For his
decided?
birthday party at Chelsea Piers, you had asked me to prepare something.
Right.
But for this, I figured people might say something, you know, so I thought about it briefly. But
okay.
Most of it was written on my table card.
Because I said, boy, Artie has material. I only told him at the beginning of the party.
After the first course, I got some material.
Do we have the speech that Artie made? It's so fun. I don't know. Maybe it's too inside, but...
No, I think people would get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
I know it's a classy place because they don't fry their galamad.
All I know is...
Howard,
yeah.
it's on the engagement party page.
Oh, there's an engagement party page.
Well, there was a lot of...
making
I mean,
it.
everybody made a speech.
Let's see. Engagement party page. You know, I hate getting up and speaking in front of people. It is a very uncomfortable thing for me. And nor am I witty or have funny lines to say. I really don't. I just wouldn't even have that ability. And Artie gets up, and he starts to speak. And I don't know. It's unbelievable. I mean, the guy is a pro. I go, man, is he talented? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is his thing.
Well, in a way,
speaking.
it is my trade. I've been doing that for 20 years. I mean, you know, you hire a carpenter to make a cabinet, and he makes a cabinet. You're not surprised by
Yeah, but you're really good. Like, you're the king of it. And I see why these other comedians...
nothing is ever the same. You know, like some comedians get up and they always say the same thing.
I see why the other comedians worship you. Someone told me that...
Worship me? Who says that? No.
Beth was telling me she had some young comedians on her show, and they worship at the feet of Artie.
Really?
Yeah, they love this guy. And I see why. He's actually got a lot of talent.
Well, you know, listen,
You always
I don't know of
amaze me.
anybody who worships me. And believe me, Robin, I say the same thing quite a bit on the road. But, you know,
Now, if you didn't-
like at the Bob Kraft party last week, you know, it's weird. Like that, it's the only thing I'm good at. Thank God we live in a society where I can get paid well for that, because that's it. That's all I have going.
Well,
and,
the Kraft people must have had a wonderful time,
They
too.
did. That was a great time. And I sat there, I scribbled shit on a piece of paper, and I'm able to structure a joke somehow. I don't know why, but it's just, you know.
You know,
Fantastic.
it's a funny thing. You know, you talk about getting paid for doing something like the number one chess player in the world is this Indian guy, Anand.
Right.
And I don't even know him.
You never heard his name. I mean,
I never
imagine
have
he's
either.
the
I know Bob
number
is
one.
there.
He can beat anyone in the world in chess.
How come I don't know him.
Because that's my point. Here's a guy who has an unbelievable skill, but nobody could give a shit. It's like these people who come in and queef and fart. It's an unbelievable skill, but you can't get paid for it.
Well,
Now-
I think it's a little more important to be able to beat everybody at chess.
And then there's other skills. Like good-looking people get paid a lot of money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
It's
not
that's
even a
not a
skill.
skill. They just were born that way.
Yeah, nothing they had to work for. But I tell you, this Artie gets it. Now, you had to have gotten laid. I was thinking of you all weekend. Artie brought a date
Oh, my God.
to my party, and the girl was a big fan of the show. On top
She
of
was,
it,
absolutely.
she got to meet all of us.
She was very excited.
I made sure to kiss your ass in front of her.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
And,
Did you? Because I was like,
yeah.
I wonder if anybody, did the whole, make Artie look
I
good
did.
thing.
I did. I didn't do the Vietnam speech.
Right.
But
With what I was wearing, it was hard to make me look good.
yeah, Artie was completely dressed like a bum.
Well, no,
said,
not a
you
bum.
know what?
Nothing
Let
fits.
me see. Let me say this.
Nothing fits.
Everyone to a person
Yeah.
except Artie called me and asked what the dress code was.
Well,
Well,
I was
maybe
trying to
Gary
figure out-
Dell'Abate should have called you too.
What was he wearing?
A T-shirt, and it's always
really?
a little too tight.
Gary didn't look good.
Gary does this thing where he
I
picks.
didn't even notice him.
He picks at his T-shirt.
Dude,
Buy a
what is
bigger.
with you, right? I was dressed no weirder than anyone else.
Oh, come on! You were wearing a T-shirt.
You know why
It's a
with
satin-
jeans.
It's a satin T-shirt, which is not uncommon. It's not.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, you're self-conscious when you wear a T-shirt. You pick. I call it the Gary pick. You pick the shirt. This is what he does. Look, Robin. He picks at his shirt because it's too tight. So
Right, I know. He's always pulling me.
he's always pulling at it. So
I
his
know
belly
that
fat
move.
won't show.
I know
I'll be
that
doing
move.
that if I-
Buy a bigger shirt, and silk is going to cling to your belly. Yeah.
I brought a suit, right?
Yeah,
Because
you-
Robin said no jeans, and then I spoke to everybody here, and they were all wearing jeans. So I had my wife bring in the jeans and the sports coat.
But why not just wear? But you didn't wear a sports coat. You wore that
Of course I wore a
shirt.
sports coat.
You look
Oh,
sloppy.
You know what? I took it off because it was hot.
He took it off.
You
yeah.
look sloppy.
Yeah, see, when I saw him, he was wearing a jacket.
Well, I know I must have no couth because when sometimes I look at an invitation to see what the attire is, and it just confuses me. It said elegant casual. Like, what in the fuck is that? I felt like
It wasn't what you were wearing.
Well, I don't know. There was some elegance. There was some casual.
You could have wore your nice slacks.
I said,
seen-
well, you know what I said? I said to my date, "You'll be elegant, I'll be casual."
That's how
There
it
you go.
worked.
You should have used that line in your speech.
I should have.
I
You're right.
know the dress code was elegant casual. Well, she's elegant. I'm casual.
Right. I saved it for here.
Yeah.
Because that girl that I took first, she is a big fan, and she was worried about meeting famous people, and she only made one minor rookie mistake in the cocktail hour before when Howard came over. He was being very nice and said hello, and she was like, "I got to get a picture right now," and I was like, "Oh, save that for later." You know,
I
that was
saw
that was the only minor thing, but everything. She was great. She's very
I
nice.
saw that. I was
First
like,
of all-
oops, she was diving for the camera.
First of all, she's way hot.
Yeah, that chick is the epitome of Jersey Philly hot. That is when you're in high school in Jersey. That's the chick you want to date.
Now,
but
let me
you
ask
could
you.
say that Artie has a type, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely has a type.
She does. Yeah. I have a type.
Well, let me ask you something.
Breathing.
Did you get laid or not?
That was our second date, and no, I did not get laid.
Did you make out or anything?
Yeah, but we're,
You squeeze those nice titties in the hole at the top?
Artie,
know, it's
after a
fun.
night like that, you don't get laid?
It's funny.
Wish I had banged her.
Give me my money back now.
But it's going very well, though, the
Yeah.
relationship. It is.
You made out. Did you squeeze some
Not that
titties?
it's a relationship.
guys-
You know what's funny?
How far
is
did you get? Third
before-
base?
You know what's funny? I never had this conversation with the girl. Before I
Let me
talk
smell your finger.
Before I talk about anything on the air sex-wise, I always ask a girl.
Right.
Look, do you mind if I... And I don't think she would mind, but I never have had that conversation
Well, then don't
with
talk
her.
about
Yeah.
it. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
we don't want to blow anything.
I am sure to always ask a chick before I mention, like the last girl from, she was from South Jersey. I specifically said that, and she said, I don't care. You know?
Right.
But I haven't had that conversation with her. It was only the second time we went out.
Fair
but
enough.
She was very nice and very into meeting you guys, Robin and Fred, and she was, she was genuinely happy, which
Right.
was cool,
Well, I tell you, I mean, she had to be impressed when you got up and spoke.
I'm telling you,
Here, I'll play-
that should have sealed the deal.
I'll play Artie's
You're
speech.
giving us a setup now. It's going to be so disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
It
off
was
the cuff.
perfect at the time.
To
I'll
set
tell
up
you
the
that
first
much.
joke, for the people in the audience, it was a gourmet restaurant, and the portions are very great, awesome, but very small. I wanted to get this out of the way because I'm really full from the first course. First time I've been able to stand up after a dish of galamad. I wrote down some bullet points. First of all, tonight is really a great night for me already. I've made so many friends from my MySpace page. Ronald is going to email me. Today's a day full of surprises. Robin threw a party. Well, that's not a surprise. And my blood sugar level is only 150. Who's got the cannolis? Great job with the food and wine as always, Robin. The wine is excellent. As a matter of fact, I would like the same wine selection at my intervention. I'm at table 4 with Benji and John Hine, the hip table. No one looks like a young Fonzie here. Foxy, Ralph, and Richie is what we're looking at. Benji's got the same tie on he had at his first bris here. It was a little awkward earlier when Beth was comparing her ring with Dominic's ring. Of course, Beth's ring is around her finger and Dominic's is around his stomach. The weird part is Beth's is bigger, so. But it's not just Howard and Beth's day. It's not just about the celebrities here. We care about everyone at the show. Of course, our producer, Randy, and his wife, Danielle, are getting married soon. Good luck, Randy and Danielle. We're rooting for you. And then the cameraman, Ivan, and his mystery. This is really a beautiful night. I want to say the 3 little words that made Howard the happiest man ever. And those, of course, are nappy-headed hose. Later on, Beth is going to sell her ring and feed Kenya. That's it. Which I think will be a nice little gesture. That's it. I wanted to get this out of the way. I'm wearing a fireman shirt. It was the only thing that fit. And honestly, guys, you're such a beautiful couple. I'm happy to know you. And I'm saving some jokes for your kids' christening. Guys, I love you, Dad. I love you to party. I mean, all Robin's parties, bravo, Robin. They're always fantastic. They really are. I love
thank
them.
you.
Yeah, they are. They're great. And the one at the Lighthouse, though, at Chelsea Piers was, because we had just started Sirius and the whole thing, and that was we were all asked to do something at a podium with a mic. And,
Well, Dominic got up and he's trying to be funny. He wants to be like Artie, he wants to compete.
Somebody was telling me they were watching him, and once Artie got up and started doing the jokes, Dominic started scribbling like he's a joke writer.
Yeah. So my agent was rolling his eyes.
oh, what a shame! I told Dominic, I'm not taking over your divorce cases this week. Calm down.
Yeah, he acts as if what you do is very easy, even he could do.
Well, that's his arrogance. Well, anyway, so it was a great party, and the weird there was like a lot of weirdness in the sense that Scott the engineer decided not to come. Yeah, Scott.
Now, wait a minute.
Scott was invited.
He was invited, right?
Okay,
good. That would have been if he wasn't invited to that.
This jerk is the guy who complains that he's not invited to anything, and then he was invited and he used it as an opportunity. He goes, "I'm not going." So everyone goes, "Well, why are you not going? You were finally invited to something, you fuck." He goes, because I got the whole story.
Right.
Because it was a surprise to me.
Was this his form of protest?
Yeah. He goes, "Well, I have to work on Friday. No one else does." So meanwhile, the show's not on Friday. He could have certainly shown up at work at 7 o'clock as opposed to 4 in the morning or whenever he gets in. But he's just being a douchebag. You're a douchebag asshole.
Everything's about him. I'm throwing a party for you, but I didn't
asshole.
make
That had nothing to do with work.
You really are,
I was just pulling. I had family stuff that I had to do.
No, you didn't.
Always he has family
You
stuff.
always have
Bullshit,
family
man.
stuff. What did you have to do? What did you have to do?
My son was leaving for Europe on Thursday.
Give me a
and we
break,
wanted-
Scott. How old's your son?
Oh, come on.
You always use your son
My-
as
my
an
wife
excuse.
and I wanted to
You didn't
spend-
see him all day?
We wanted to spend time with him before he left. Okay, so
Oh, come on. Stop it. You could have taken 2 hours to come to the party. Your son, you can't leave your son's side. You're such a fucking horseshit artist.
No, I'm not.
Don't ever complain about
I'm
not being invited.
I was very appreciative.
And you
that
were
I was
running around
invited.
telling everyone how you had to work on Friday. You could have.
on that point.
Right, of course.
No, you
I had
weren't.
to do, you know what? You've never done any fucking family shit, man.
All the time.
I mean, come on, man.
You're a
Sometimes
bullshit artist.
family's more important.
And
Come
all
on,
this
give me a
anger,
break.
and all this anger inside of you.
Anger. I got a lot of anger.
Yeah,
because I think
listen
that
to
you're
you.
being ridiculous with this fucking. Because I couldn't come because I had to do family.
I don't
shit.
give a fuck if you come to
Well, then
anything.
why are you making such a big deal about it?
Actually,
complaining
it was
to
better that you
everyone.
Come on, man.
Stop with the sad sack
I'm not
attitude.
complaining, okay?
Yes, you are.
I really wanted to come. And
No, you complain about everything that no one thinks of you, and that's why you're just a jerk.
Look at you. I mean, come on. I mean, you're getting on me. You had a great party. What the fuck is the big deal that I wasn't there? You had a great
It's no
party. Why
big deal.
bring up me? You had fucking 30.
Because
100
it's typical you.
It's typical me. I mean, I'm
By
the
the way,
one.
Scott's
I'm the
son
one. You
leaves
had a
for
great.
Europe.
You had a great party. Robin and Allison threw a great party.
Because you're
But you
bullshitting.
got to focus on
If
because
you
I
were
wasn't
honest, if you were honest,
I'm being honest.
Scott's son leaves for Europe every 6 months.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I'm being
he
honest.
does a tour.
Right.
They have him home. They
not
see
like
him
he's
all
going
the
to
time.
Iraq.
Yeah, he's not going to Iraq. He's coming back. So that's a big bullshit thing.
Yeah, they could have made their celebration Wednesday.
He didn't
instead
go
of
because he
Thursday.
finds the negative. He goes,
Absolutely.
everyone's off on Friday. Not everyone's
No,
off
I
on
was just,
Friday.
no, I was just.
Bullshit.
That was-
You're an angry guy.
Yeah, I forgot to check with his schedule to see when a great night to plan your party might be.
So what's the real reason you didn't go? What's the problem?
I told you that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was. I wanted to come.
Why do you think your son goes to Europe? He wants to get away from you.
I know. He can't.
That's weird.
take me.
He
Nobody
wants to
can
get away
take
from
me.
you
I'm gonna-
too.
You know.
How do I get to Europe so I don't have to see him every day? So don't complain.
I'm not complaining.
And no need to invite him anymore.
I won't.
You know.
You're off the list.
Wait a minute. I thought I was always on the list.
Well, you just got knocked off the list.
Oh, come on. That's bullshit.
There's no point in inviting you.
Hey, Howard.
Ronnie says he's going to NASCAR with you, and then you say you're going, and then you don't go. Yeah, it's a pattern.
So, Jason was telling me that, he was in charge. Robin had told him to invite a bunch of people, and he said there were only 2 no's. Scott and Doug Goodstein. As we know, Doug had a genuine family emergency.
Right.
Right.
And believe me, Doug would have been there.
And did you say no right away, Scott, or did
No,
you
I
take
didn't.
some time?
Here's who worked on Friday. Richard, Will, Jason, John Hine, JD, and Tracy all were here.
In fact, a lot of
Now,
people
I
at
told
the
you, it
party came up to me and said, you know what? There are a lot of people who work on Friday.
I told you it wasn't the Friday thing. I was just.
And it wasn't a late party by any means.
No.
No. You're such a bullshit.
It wasn't the Friday.
Tell the truth. What happened?
That's the truth.
What went on in your head, in that bald head?
In
of
my
yours?
head?
Yeah, what went on in that bald head of yours?
Nothing. There's nothing in my head.
Well, all right.
I mean, it was. I
Then you're
wanted
not
to
being
come.
honest.
I wanted to come.
But what happened? What turned off? What
Nothing.
happened?
I told you.
So don't look for invites anymore. This is what you do.
No.
We invite you to
because
scores,
I have
and
other,
then you can come, and then you
well,
can't
because
come.
I have other plans. I have to stop the world for you.
No,
I mean, you know.
not for me. Just
But
stop
remember
complaining.
how he screamed about not being invited to your 50th birthday party?
Yeah.
Like he was entitled to come. Now he's invited.
He wouldn't have gone
doesn't
anyway.
show up.
He wouldn't have
I
gone.
should have given him the invitation because he wouldn't have made it anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't go. He's weird. He's got a hostility.
No hostility.
Bullshit. You're angry. You're an angry guy. Even Gary says, like Scott still complains and whines all the time. We reduced his workload over here.
I don't think it's reduced.
Okay, let's go
You
through
may
it.
think it's reduced,
We
but I
took
don't.
away best stuff from him.
Right.
We don't do bits back there with him. Richard and Sal do a lot of the stuff now on their own. They don't need him to record or anything. He's got a reduced workload. The show's not even on Friday.
Right.
So you can catch up with anything you want. And he's still bitching and whining. Now, how do you not have a reduced workload?
Who's bitching and
You just said you don't have a reduced
Well,
workload.
I've been working on other things.
Compared to what you had to do at K-Rock, this is a cakewalk.
Whatever you think. Whatever you think.
Oh, tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, I'm here every day doing bits and doing whatever. I mean, whatever we're doing.
Oh, no, Scott, what he's saying is, of course you're here every day, but you don't have to deal with Best Of anymore, which was a huge pain in the ass. You don't have to deal with recording the commercials anymore or getting everything out to the affiliates, which was an enormous pain in the ass. So it's a little bit less of a workload. I'm not saying that you don't work. I'm just saying it's not as much as you had at K-Rock.
Okay. I'm working on things with John Hine. We did the music special.
JD pulls all the TV stuff. Richard and Sal now do bits. I'm just saying it's not the workload you had there. But do you agree with that?
No, he won't agree.
Yeah, because other people now need help. Well, what would you be doing if John Hine didn't need to make a music special?
Right. I mean, really. I mean,
I've been pulling a lot of the old stuff.
You don't have a reduced workload?
I've been pulling a lot of the old stuff.
Do you or not? Do you or do you not have a reduced workload?
I think if you say it's reduced,
are you always
then it's
working
reduced.
on your son's music during work hours?
I haven't worked on my son's music, in years.
What?
You heard what I
All
said.
right, okay.
In years.
I don't know. He doesn't have any time to fit in his back rubs from his intern.
A little lower.
You got it good. Stop with all the hostility. And you can show if you're not going to show up to stuff. Don't be whining that no one invites you.
I would love to show up.
No one invites you because A, you're a pain in the ass.
I would have loved to have been.
You don't show up anyway. I'm definitely coming. And then you
say
just
it
show
was
up.
definitely coming.
No, not on this one.
So,
But you've done that in the past.
When?
To scores parties and stuff.
Oh, all the time. I'm definitely coming.
I've never been to scores parties.
You very rarely. You would say you're going. What about with Ronnie? You'd say you're going to NASCAR
Yeah,
with him.
that was unfortunate.
Yeah. So
I was
everyone
really,
knows your MO.
I was really pissed about that.
Yeah.
That I didn't go.
All right. Well, everyone knows your MO now. No need to invite Scott to anything. He doesn't go. He's busy.
Now we won't have forgotten you. You're off the list.
Thank you.
That's right.
Appreciate
We'll remember not to invite you.
Right. We always will remember not to invite you.
Then I guess I'm not coming to your wedding.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You were first on the list, but now you're off. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Bobo, you're on the air.
How you doing, Howard? This fucking Scott the engineer, this is a fucking ingrate.
Bobo,
man.
take your toupee off and
Fuck you, man, because I'm going to tell you, as an extreme fan for 20 years, any one of us would give our right eye, man, to fucking be there. And he took you over from K-Rock, and you showed no appreciation. You can't take 2 hours out of your night to go,
busy.
hang with the gang, man. What's wrong with you?
It's busy.
He's busy.
His son was going to Europe for the 57th time.
Yeah, right. Like they never seen him before.
Yeah, I mean, they did with this kid day and night.
Unbelievable. I mean, this Howard. This goes on for years. Every time
Why don't you throw yourself in front of a truck because your son is going to Europe?
Okay.
Oh my God.
My son's 57 years old now. He can't go to Europe. All right, thank you, Bobo.
Thank you.
All right. 2 hours of the day. But I just don't want you complaining that you're not invited. When you drive me nuts with that stuff. I'm always forgotten.
Nobody offers me anything.
Everyone else gets
Nobody
everything.
invites me.
I don't get
They never
anything.
get me a present. Nobody recognizes my birthday. Goes on and on and on.
Just remember you were invited.
I certainly do, and I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah. I see.
We do. We see. Again, we see. You don't think I appreciate
you?
you?
Just spent 10 minutes trashing the shit out of me.
I didn't trash you.
No.
I didn't say one bad thing about you.
Okay.
What did I trash?
Why? I couldn't come because of my son. And,
Well, you said that, and it's ridiculous. It's
You know,
ridiculous. You spent all tons of time with your son. Then you say it isn't about your son.
Who said it wasn't?
You contradicted yourself.
I didn't say it wasn't. I
Yeah,
said it
well,
was. That
you
was
didn't
it.
see your son. How long was he home this past time?
I don't know. He was up home a couple of months.
A couple of months.
Oh, so you had to see him on
Well,
Thursday.
You had to see him.
Where does he live, Scott? Doesn't he live in your house?
What do you sit shiver
I
there?
think I see
I
him
mean,
in
what do
my
you do? What do you darken the windows and sit there and cry? I mean, what the fuck is wrong with
He
you?
lives in my house, but I never see
my
him.
What did you do with
goodness.
your son on Thursday? Let
went
me
out
hear
to
what you
dinner.
did. You went out to dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. So you for 5 months you couldn't go out to dinner with him.
I see your point.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, I know this is you're bullshitting me. Don't bullshit a bullshit.
What do you think the reason is?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think you've got a permanent. What do they call it on your chip on your
Chip?
shoulder? Yeah.
Oh,
chip.
you think I didn't show up purposely to
At first,
get back at somebody?
You asked me what's
I'll
wrong. I'm going to
teach
tell you.
them a lesson.
At first, when I didn't know it was a chip. I thought it was your hair fell out and it was on your shoulder.
That too.
You thought that was a head. It's a chip.
I thought it was all the hair he lost.
That was one reason.
It's a chunk of my skull.
But you have a chip on your shoulder. And you sit there and you're a sad sack. You're self-fulfilling prophecy. You sit there and you go, nobody likes me at work. Nobody invites me.
No.
Nobody gives me respect. Nobody, Now they're having a party. I got to work on Friday.
would've loved to have been
Fuck
there.
Robin.
It had nothing to do-
She should have made it on Friday when I could have, and I
Right.
don't have to get up
Yeah.
somewhere. And they're all off.
They
and they're
really
Don't they
did
realize
want me
I have to
there.
work?
Yeah.
Fine. Well, you can think that.
Okay.
I gave you
That's the chip.
They get
I
off
gave
on
you the
Friday.
reason.
I
so
don't.
I would have loved to have been
It's
there.
the cloud,
It's just
man.
the
It's the cloud.
But
Sal, where's the cloud?
I wasn't.
Right over his fat bald head.
Look at you.
Scott, hey, Scott, tell everybody what time did your son leave on Thursday?
I don't know. He must have left like 10 o'clock flight, I think.
No. You said that you said to me that you couldn't go to the party because not because of your son. Because nobody in your family wanted to go to the party. They were breaking your balls. And then, hold on.
Family.
And then...
His wife? Yeah.
And then he said that it was your son. Your wife was... I can understand your wife being upset about your son. But wait a minute. Your son was leaving the house at 5. And the party... You could have got to the party... Yeah, you told me
we went
that.
out to dinner at 6, and then he left.
No, he said, if my son's leaving at 5, I go, you could still make the party. He goes, nah, I'm not going to make the party. Fuck the party.
Oh.
I didn't
chip on the shoulder.
That's it.
And I said, Scott, you always complain about not being invited to the other parties. I go, this is your opportunity to be there and be a team player.
Like 8 o'clock. Okay, so the party started at 6.
Your son was home for months.
Okay, I know.
I mean, wait. Okay, all right. I had enough of this. This is silly.
I understand that.
I just don't want to hear about your chip anymore.
There's no chip.
I want a smiling, happy attitude.
Okay.
I really do.
All right. No, there was no chip, really.
All right.
There's no chip.
He said, I don't care if Howard's on his deathbed. I ain't going to that fucking party.
Right. Thank you, Sal.
Howard, I love you and I appreciate everything.
It's not that I don't think you love me.
You've
I
done
think
for
you're a
me.
hostile guy.
I'm not hostile to anybody here. I just,
You were invited. That's all I'm saying.
I understand I was invited.
All right.
And I really wanted to go, but there were certain things that kept me from going.
Fair enough. Thank you, Scott. Good luck.
Scott, no chip, man. Nothing.
No, there's no chip.
There's no animosity.
I mean, I know Ronnie's one. I'm surprised Ronnie wasn't in there, trashing me.
What are you starting with me for? I didn't say a word. I could have came in there.
I know. That's what I mean.
I could have came in. You told me your son was leaving at 5 o'clock. I knew that too, but I didn't come in.
I said I was surprised you weren't in there.
See?
That's what I said.
See? Now you're picking on me. I didn't say a word. I kept my mouth shut the whole morning. Now you're starting with me. Now I got Greg here.
Now
5 o'clock, man. 5 o'clock. His son left. Okay.
It wasn't 5.
And he could have went. He could have came. You were supposed to be there at 6:30 for the surprise. He could have showed up at 7:30 after the surprise and stayed for an hour or two and still came into work. And he could have came into work late. He didn't have to be here because now you see he started with me. I was quiet. I minded my own business. See, Ronald was good. Didn't say a shit word. Now he's coming out.
You awoke a sleeping Ronnie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
damn it, Scott.
He should have fucking been there.
Where's Ronald?
Why were you there, Scott? Why couldn't you have done both?
I can't multitask.
No, seriously, you're often accused of saying that you feel left out, that you're not invited to the big events, and here's a big event, and you're a no-show.
I mean, I explained that my son, we wanted to spend time with my son, and that's the end of that.
But what about Ronnie's suggestion that you could have
Fuck
done?
Ronnie.
That you could have done it all.
Fuck Ronnie.
Do you think you need anger management like Alec Baldwin?
I don't need anger management. I was fine. I wasn't angry until he started. I mean, out of all the people that were at his party, he had a great time. All the people showed up. He has to focus that I wasn't there. I mean, just focus on the people that came. Why focus on the one guy that didn't come?
Right. Well, he says you complain all the time that you're not invited.
Well, it's true. I'm not invited. I was invited to this, and unfortunately, I couldn't make it. So, do I have to go to everything I'm invited? Does he go to everything he's invited to? I'm sure he turns down some things because he's got other things to do, and this was one of the things that I unfortunately had to turn down.
Maybe you just like to complain.
That too. I love to complain. I do. I love to complain.
We should talk about Sal's thing, by the way, because it was so... Gary pointed this out to me.
Sal's speech?
He didn't mention Beth.
I know. It was all Howard.
Sal is retarded. I mean, Sal is retarded.
It was an engagement party, and you were supposed to be toasting the couple.
I'm not talking about whatever, people were busting his chops and everything. I'm not talking about the content itself, except for the fact that Gary pointed this out, and I went, you know what, you're right. It's an engagement party, and he doesn't mention the bride to be.
It was his engagement to Howard.
Right. It was like, Howard, you and I, me and you, how do you look at me? You, me. And Beth is like in the way.
First of all, you're in trouble when the first line is, when I was 16 years old.
Right.
My sister.
Wait a minute.
Let me play your speech.
We heard about the first time he
Sal,
heard Howard.
you come off so bad.
But dude,
it's
whole
amazing
point
to
that
me. How you work for me is ridiculous.
Thanks.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like you're like socially retarded. Listen to your speech. Let me see.
Nobody gave me a chance. The point is, I was building up. It was a crescendo to get to Beth in the end.
Who stopped him?
You all did.
I want to say one thing. Howard, get ready to get your ass kicked. I'd be happy to rub Howard's feet any day of the week.
I want to say that when I was 16 years old, my sister called me. I was on the way to school. And she knew I loved dick and fart jokes, and she knew I was an idiot. And she says, "You have to listen to this guy. He's in the middle of fighting a guy named Fred, and he's going into something called lesbian dial-a-day." I immediately changed the channel, heard him in the middle of yelling at his staff, yelling at his boss, and after all that, people were cursing, flipping out, I was freaking out, and then Howard goes, "And when we come back, we're going to have lesbian dial-a-day." And I said, "I don't know who this man is, but whoever he is, he revolutionized radio. He's got..." Could deserve the ounce of pleasure for himself that he's given the world over the last 20 years.
Say something
I know it's so bad, but Sal's whole speech was about my career and how he listened to me as a kid, and
it was the history of you and him.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that.
I couldn't believe it. And then lesbian dial-a-day.
So I wish
then my sister, she called me up and says, "This guy is meant for you."
So I walk over, I whisper in his ear, "Mention Beth, asshole."
Yeah, I know.
Because you're an
wow.
asshole.
You had to even say it to him.
Yeah, I should mention Beth.
But I was trying to get there, but you guys kept interrupting my speech. I was trying to get there.
Sal, you're an embarrassment. I mean, really, stop kissing my ass every minute.
Dude, it was your engagement. I was trying to be nice. I was toasting you and your fiance.
No, you weren't.
Yes, but I was. But these assholes that kept heckling left and right, I couldn't get to the big grand finale, the ending.
You're sitting there talking about how in love you are with me, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm engaged.
Yeah, if you were wearing the ring, I would have understood the speech.
What's the grand finale? Tell us, because in all fairness,
the grand finale was
there was no grand finale.
Yes, there was. The point I was trying to make, I go, Howard, if you get 1 ounce of the pleasure from Beth that you've given the world, then you got the luckiest girl. Then you're the luckiest person in the world.
You got the luckiest girl.
Luckiest girl.
But even your Freudian slips are so revealing. She's the luckiest girl in the world.
She is.
But your part about Beth is all about Howard.
No, but look, the point I'm trying to make is that this guy's broke his ass for 20 years, and it took him 20 years to break his ass to entertain the world, yet all he needs in his life to get that back is Beth Ostrowski.
All right, get out of here.
You don't see how that's all about him.
You're insane.
No, you're insane, and that fat slob over there is insane because you guys are just putting a spin on all this.
No.
I am trying to say that Beth Ostrowski is a beautiful woman that has given you the pleasure that you've given millions of people.
Yeah, but it's not.
I'm putting her in the mix. I'm putting her in the mix.
But no, she shouldn't be in the mix. She should be out in the forefront.
She's my gift for entertaining you and millions of people.
Right.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
You don't
it's
see
it's a
it.
shitty speech.
It's like you're a king and she's your presentation.
Yeah, right. Here is the woman who should make you happy because you've helped me and millions.
Yeah, they should carry her in on
Don't you get it? Now you're getting it.
No,
That's
but
my
you get it? What about her? It's an insult to her.
She's been
Maybe she's a terrific girl, and I'm the lucky one getting her.
Right.
Here's your gift for making me and all my shithead friends
You don't know how to make a fucking speech.
I know how to make a speech.
You always
screw
She's not just a present for Howard.
Well, what's wrong with being a present rather than being a pile of shit? She is a gifted person. Listen to me. She's a gifted person that she has the ability to give you the pleasure that you deserve that you've given the world.
How about
I don't get how that's insulting.
Sal,
I don't get it. You guys are crazy.
You're retarded.
No matter what I
she
say,
gives Howard and that pleasure he's giving away different pleasures.
Your thought process is
I'm
so
saying
muddled.
something nice about you and your beautiful
Listen to
fiance,
me.
and you
I
turn
just want
around
to tell
and
you something.
You're a horrible speech giver.
Your thought process is so muddled. I can't even begin to tell you. That poor wife of yours. I'm telling you. No
You're
wonder.
on her side now.
I am.
Hey, by the way, Howard,
You're muddled.
I'm not muddled. Listen to me.
You're befuddled.
Listen to me. Let me give you some basic arithmetic. 2 + 2. Howard entertains world. Howard finds somebody to entertain him. End of story. The end. Finito.
And you think that's a normal
that.
thought? You think that's a good speech?
That's a point.
Well, it's
in other words, she is my prize for entertaining the world.
Sure.
I see.
But you
Yeah.
put the word prize in. I put her in as like
a gift. You said gift.
A gift.
She's
yeah,
a
like
gift.
the Messiah.
A
Like
gift.
Jesus came
So
down.
it's not a prize, it's a gift.
She's your bowling trophy.
Yeah, it's like it's
Right.
sort of like, look, Howard, did she make you happy?
Yes.
So I'm happy for you that she makes you happy the way you
What
made
about-
me.
what
I
about
can't
her?
even believe.
Sal.
You know what? I can't even.
But
I shouldn't even give you a fucking speech.
Him.
I can't even believe I look up to you.
Listen
All
for a
you do
second.
is rip me to shreds. I'm trying to praise
You treat me like I'm the king of the world, and now, sire, here is your presentation. You're
Sure.
insane.
So what about the part
You're
where
a sick man,
What- what
and
can
you
you-
need psychotherapy.
What can you say
I'm
about
never
Beth,
good.
Sal? What can you say about Beth as a person? Excluding Howard.
She looks good next to Howard.
See,
She.
you're being a jerk.
Next to Howard.
What can I say about Beth? She's
He's
a
not being
wonderful,
a jerk. That was
sweet,
serious.
nice, sincere girl. She's got great. I saw her on The View. I think a little bit of you rubbed off on her with a delivery. I thought that was nice. And
Oh my God!
I heard
She's a
him
sweet-
saying
sweetheart of
this
a
to
girl.
her before
She's so
we
sweet.
went into dinner. He stopped Beth and started saying to her that she started to talk like Howard, and that was good.
Right.
That he was complimenting her because now you're sounding like Howard.
her cadence and her delivery on The View was somewhat similar to yours. You know, it was enjoyable,
Oh
it was
my God.
refreshing, and
Listen
it was
to me.
entertaining.
Listen to
Sal,
me.
if you'd known Beth as a person without Howard in her life, do you think there's any compliment you could give her?
Outstanding, beautiful girl.
All right. Well,
What about as a person? That's looks. Now, what about Beth as a person?
Okay, well, Gary, if I'm saying Beth is giving somebody, the king of all media, pleasure for the rest of his life, I can't think of any better way
Would you
to
say that she's a
compliment
good? Would
somebody.
you say in a way she's a good trophy for me?
All girls are trophies,
Right.
dude.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. All right. Listen to me. Here's a
But-
speech I want to make.
Summer
I want to make
bowling
a speech
trophy,
now to
summer
you.
Oscar.
Turn around and get the fuck out of here.
Wait, I want to hear
my
about.
speech.
Beth mentioned that you guys made up. I want to hear about that. How'd that?
Well, that's when he was telling her she sounded like Howard.
What a compliment.
Hey, Howard.
You know what, Sal? You're a comic. You would have been better off just going for jokes. Just
I didn't want to go
wonder,
for jokes.
every
I just wanted to have a nice dinner, and I just wanted to.
He wanted to be sincere.
He
wanted
wants
to be
to be
sincere.
funny.
Yeah.
I just came here to have a nice dinner.
And winds up being creepy.
But how am
You're
I
a
creepy?
creep. That's exactly the right word. Robin hit on that. You're a creep.
Listen, what do you do for a living?
I'm on the radio.
Right. And why? Because you have a fixation and a need to entertain people.
Go ahead.
And you have.
Right.
And that's my point, is that my point at your speech was, my speech was, Jesus. My point, the point of my speech was to tell you
Your point.
that
Tell
you,
me.
that you've graced so many people with being an incredible entertainer. And I know you hurt inside. I know you do. You know, I know you have a lot. And the point is that somebody like you, over years and years of grief and anger and anxiety, you've put it all on the line. You've entertained so many people. You finally got what you deserve. You finally got the pleasure back in your life that you've given so many people. And that pleasure is Beth Estrada.
You're a fucking lunatic.
Hey, Sal,
What if you got up?
Why
Now,
are
what
you
if you?
moving?
Now,
I think
what
that's
if?
so
Now, what
nice
if
and
you?
touching.
Now, what if
I
you
don't
got up
get
and
it.
said, "You know what, Beth? You're an amazing person. You're terrific, and you know, I'm really happy that you have Howard in your life because you know what? After the years of being in different relationships, things like that, why not reverse it and make it about her?"
Well, I
Because
did.
You sit there and suck my nuts like she's a prize for me, and it's a bizarre speech. You come off in such a weird way. I can't even begin on how many levels to tell you how that speech is completely bizarre.
Do you realize that I saved the best for last? That was Beth. That was my whole
no,
intent.
you're
you
full of
really
shit.
Just
No, I'm not.
said-
She's in the end.
No.
And everybody.
And Howard hears your present for
You know what you're
entertaining
saying? It's
me.
like you're saying, Howard, you are God. And now look at the beautiful gift we are presenting to God.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a sacrifice from us
Right.
to you.
Yeah. She
You're
should have
giving
been
us
dropped-
Now
rain.
throw in the
Like
volcano.
I'm King Kong and she's like, Fay Ray being brought to me for me to devour. In other words, you are the great Kong. Here is your gift.
Please
That's
don't
your
eat us.
speech.
Hey, dude, you're the great Kong, man. That's awesome.
That's your speech. So
Well-
you know how awkward that is?
Not really.
It's
I
like
don't.
the Godfather speech that Artie does all the time. Don Corleone.
Yeah, you're Luca Brasi.
You're Luca Brasi. You are Luca Brasi. There was one point he started to talk about how, as a kid, he heard Lesbian Dial-A-Date and realized this man was revolutionizing radio.
You were. I mean,
but Sal, that wasn't the time to honor him. It
But
was
the
about
point
being
was-
engaged.
I know.
The point was what?
The point was that I've never had the opportunity to tell you that. It was a beautiful moment and a beautiful night, and I was able to put it all together.
Can I pull him aside and tell him that
Howard,
story?
can I ask Sal a question? Because he said something earlier. I'm dying to know.
I don't get it. I complimented you. I didn't curse. I didn't make an ass. I don't.
That might be appropriate at like my retirement party.
I don't know,
okay?
man.
Not even, but I'm just saying you don't have to.
When he's inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame.
It was so douche chilly, and I looked at your table. If you thought Buchwald was rolling his eyes at Dominic, he didn't know what to do. He was so embarrassed for Sal. He wasn't looking at you. He was talking.
He was talking to a dinner roll.
No one knew what to do because first of all, he promoted Lesbian Dial-A-Date. How did you know what it was? He just said when we come back, Lesbian Dial-A-Date.
You don't
How do you know
forget
that's
moments like you don't forget moments like that in your life. You don't.
It's a lie. You didn't hear it.
You're being booed.
You are fixated on me.
So then Howard, after that, and everybody
you're a
starts-
creep.
Well, when everybody started heckling me and you got up and walked off, I go, wow, this is nice. I mean, here's Howard consoling me.
He
and he whispers to me, he
understands,
goes,
right.
say something about Beth, you fucking asshole. I'm like,
Did you really? Yeah,
really did.
I did. I go, Sal, stop it. You're embarrassing me.
Sal, how could you continually fuck up your relationship
and I
with
said
Howard?
to Howard, I go, I'm getting there.
Well, you know what it is? I'll give you. Why did Brando and Vito Corleone keep Luca Brasi around? Because he could call him to cut off a horse's head. If he
Right.
wanted.
Right.
Sal's here because he'll get naked and paint Richard's balls.
Right.
Not because he's great at a party.
Hey, Howard, can I ask Sal a question? Because he said something earlier. How does Howard hurt? You said he hurts.
what is my pain?
You're
I'm dying to know what
you're
that is.
sad, You're angry. You're whatever.
That's what constitutes Howard Stern.
But what makes him hurt?
I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what makes him hurt.
You're not
but
a psychologist? I didn't know that.
But
I
you
thought
said,
you were.
Wait, Sal, you said before, you go, listen, Howard, I know you hurt, but you're still great. So you clearly have an idea in your head that he's got some sort of pain. I'm loving to know what it is.
Well, last week you kept saying I can't sleep, I'm sad, and
Well, sure, everybody has theirs.
yeah. So you hurt a little bit. We all hurt, but it's
I'm hurting right now.
Everybody hurts.
nice. But
See, Sal is
Did you
talking
write
about
that
himself.
shitty
It's
song?
once again his "I'm on your wavelength" Howard
Right.
sentence.
so Robin, you shouldn't be concerned for a friend if he's hurt.
No, this
he's
is
sad?
you. You're projecting your feelings.
Look at me.
How am I projecting my feelings? If a
Listen,
fucking
Aren't
guy
you
tells
in
me,
pain? Aren't you
Sal.
hurt?
I'm always hurt. I was born
Sal,
hurt.
look at me. There's something very wrong with you.
Yes,
I'm
you.
telling you. No.
always switching shit around. I'm
No.
trying to be a nice guy to you.
You want my advice? You really need to see someone for some help. There's something really off. You're off. You know when someone's touched? You ever hear it touched?
No, what is touched?
Touched means like there's a little something wrong. There's a
Touched in the
screw loose.
head.
Isn't the whole world touched?
No,
We're all
not like
touched.
you. Maybe
Not like
you got
this.
2 screws loose.
I want you to get psychological
Some
counseling.
of us are touched in capital letters.
And try to go to someone legitimate, not some shaman. All right?
Yeah, don't go to the guy who drives you.
I feel so deflated.
Get some help. Yeah,
You're
get
broken.
some help.
You see how your wrist is in a cast? Your brain should be in a cast.
I don't have a brain.
Are you crying?
Guys, I'm so deflated. All I wanted to do, I didn't want to be funny. I didn't want to do anything. I just want to say, hey, thank you.
That
That's all.
night, did
I said,
you
thank
realize-
you, and here's your prize.
But hold on a second.
No, no,
Wait,
no.
hold on,
everything
hold on.
you've done.
So, listen
Here's
to that.
your prize.
Listen to
You're
this.
saying it again.
Here's
So
your
listen,
prize.
that was not a night to say thank you to Howard. That was a night to say congratulations to this
Right.
lovely couple. It wasn't a place to say thank you
Gary,
to
there
Howard.
wouldn't be a couple without Howard.
Stop!
Oh my God!
It's insulting.
No, it's not
It
insulting.
is.
dude.
Whatever. You guys are nuts.
Are we nuts?
Did you realize
No.
how badly this was going
No, there's one nut in the
that
room.
night?
I couldn't wait to say it. I thought it was. I envisioned standing ovations, but
It went horribly
they were
wrong.
standing, but nobody
Did
was.
your wife
clapping.
say anything to you after that speech?
She said, "What do you expect? You kissed his ass. You sounded like such a moron." And
Yeah, she came over to me and said, please pay no attention to my
Hey, Howard.
Really? Did she?
Yeah.
She came over to me and said, "Is that paint gun around?"
Every person that sat at their table has come to me this morning to tell me that all Sal and his wife did was bicker the entire party.
Really?
It was like a show going on. Is that true, Sal?
Well, I'm cutting my lobster with my busted arm, and my wife's behind me drinking wine, laughing, making fun of me. Like, look at Sal with his bad arm. Wah, wah, wah. She just. Will is getting engaged. His fiance was sitting there. Her mouth was down to her fucking ankles. She was in shock. I go, you wait, see, you think you're all happy right now? Happy engagement and everything else? 15 years. You'll see when you're on the cover of a fucking newspaper with a murder-suicide. Everything's all beautiful in the beginning.
Do you think that's where it's going? Because you better get out.
You'll see speak at his wedding.
Do something, Sal.
Yeah, be careful.
You're not going to do a murder-suicide.
No.
Right?
Is this the thing that we're going to ignore?
You're just probably going to do murder. You're not doing the suicide
Right. Is
part.
this the thing we're going to ignore? And when Sal does it, we'll go, well, he said that, but we didn't really mean it. Think he meant it.
Just don't do it at Virginia Tech. They've had enough problems.
Right.
Really?
Pick a different college.
Pick the Johnson Space Flight Center.
But what'd you want to say, Will?
It was just so funny to see Sal and his wife fight, but my girlfriend was really uncomfortable with the whole thing.
Why? What was going on?
It's just like they try and one up each other, and they're making a joke about it at first, but then it obviously becomes like real? Like yeah, and there's a lot of tension, and you're just
But
like,
Will, was I even saying anything? My wife, she
well,
was.
this is it. You both try and play like, well, I'm the victim here. No, you're the one that's the asshole, and it just goes back and forth, and it just gets to a point where it's completely uncomfortable.
You guys need a date. You're the fighting couple.
And then my
It's like-
wife, after a couple of drinks, she breaks down. She goes, "Next time I do this, I'm marrying a Jew."
Oh my gosh!
Why would she marry a Jew? What does a Jew
Because they kiss your ass, they make good money, they pay attention to you.
Those people?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, you married the
She's
right
nuts.
woman, I think.
What about
marry a Jew?
That is a funny. That was a funny table because I don't know Will's fiance that well, but she does seem very proper,
Yeah.
you know. And then you got Richard,
Oh my God!
whose white, whose teeth were.
They were
brown red from the wine.
Yes.
Yeah, they were grape colored.
Drunk off his ass.
I had to call him aside, too.
It doesn't do any good.
I go,
Howard.
Richard. I walk into the party. It's a surprise party for me and Beth, in case you're just tuning in. And it's a surprise party. And so I guess you guys got there. I don't know, a half hour earlier or
Yeah, we
something.
got there at 6:30 or a little bit before 6.
So this guy
or
Richard,
before 6:30.
he must have had 5 glasses of wine before I got there. So in a half hour, wasted. I mean,
I'm
just
not
like
even sure he started with wine. He might have had mixed drinks before that,
So
and then did wine and champagne during the dinner.
Yeah, so I see sloppy already.
Yeah.
So I go, Richard, look. I said, I know this is my party and stuff, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm just giving you a heads up. You're coming off bad already, and the night is young.
I said to him earlier, I said, the bar is open all night. It's not like you have to drink everything now.
Were you nervous at any point? Because I was watching him. He was kind of stumbling. He had a fork in his hand. I thought he was going to stick Beth with the damn thing. He was like stumbling.
No, so I pulled him aside. I said, look, you want my advice? I said, you're being what's known as a chazer. That's an Italian word. I said, I know it's a free bar. I said, but what you got to do is there'll be other alcoholic drinks in your future. You don't have to
And
worry
other
about
alcoholics.
it. Yeah, and I pull him aside. This is like a big surprise, and like within minutes, I'm pulling
You're
Richard
taking him aside.
like a baby. And I said to him, it'd be nice. What you do is when you have wine, have a glass of water after maybe a glass of wine. Yeah, you go, I already had water. I know that.
I drank that water last week.
Yeah, so I go, I know you know it. I said, but I think you're forgetting it because you're already shit-faced and it's only 7 o'clock.
Yeah, the night had hardly started.
Yeah,
These two guys, I think they're really funny, and I'm far from being one of the royal family, but you two are, like, where the fuck were you brought up?
Yeah, Richard was...
You have nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not even an ounce of, like, maturity.
This is not the local bar.
I love it.
And it's not midnight.
Yeah, it's funny, but
You're
Jesus.
supposed to just enjoy yourself. You ever heard of social drinking?
No. Well, I get more social when I'm drunk.
No, you don't.
You're like a bore.
No, we had fun. We were slapping each other on the back. We were hanging
Yeah, but
out.
I got to tell you something. You get this. I'll do an impression of you. You get this hangdog look on your
There's
face.
a look, yeah.
You're like this.
And you're weaving.
It's like the happy retard because
Yeah.
he's smiling.
Yeah, you're like. Yeah. And I mean, you're at a social function with women, and
There's people to interact with. Now you're blasted and you can't even talk.
I want to congratulate you. I came from the middle of nowhere in Kansas, and this guy gave me a chance. I owe everything to you, Howard. And I'm not just speaking, and it's not the wine speaking. I really mean
Your, your teeth were red from the wine.
Yeah, it gets like that when I drink wine. Yeah.
Look, I know you didn't have any. Look, there you are. There's a picture of you at the party. Look at that. And I mean, women are looking at you.
You look like a retarded person.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's a happy reader.
Well, it was
So what I
that
say to you is-
champagne. I started with champagne, and that was, I don't know if that was Dom Perignon or what, but it was good. And I had 7 glasses of that, and then went to wine.
Richard.
Yeah.
It was good, though, Robin.
That is crazy.
It was
7
good.
glasses of champagne.
But they were small glasses, smaller
You
glasses.
know, you realize when you say to Richard, were you brought up in a bar, and you realize with him that's not a rhetorical
That's
question.
right, he was.
They had a
Oh, wait.
champagne flute.
I used to spend the night in our barn just for fun when I was
That's
a
where you
kid.
belong still.
Yeah, your family was glad on those evenings.
All right. Shh. Listen to me.
Jeez.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Because the noise level's building up, and it's early in the morning for me. You need guidance in your life. You're a bore.
A bore?
You understand what a bore is? Yeah. When you get into a party, you drink a little bit.
I wasn't boring at the party.
No. Listen to me. What a bore is. I'll give you the definition.
Like a wild pig.
Yeah. When you're at the party, you have some class. You have a glass of champagne, then you stop a little bit, you sip it.
Did you notice there were tablecloths on the table?
Hey, Howard.
But listen to me. I'm trying to really be serious now. I've stopped all the
And
noise
I
in the
drank
room.
water, like you said, too. I drank some water
But
that
you
night.
walk around with a shit-faced grin. You know what I'm saying. You gotta...
Your face gets all red.
Yeah. Am I right, Sal?
When you first walked in, when we said surprise, me and Richard intentionally stood in the front. We thought you were going to be so happy to see us. So we yelled surprise. Howard's walking our way, and he goes, "Hey, Dominic, how are you?" He goes right over our shoulders.
I even said hi to you. I was like, "Hey, congrats, Howard," and you go, "Hey, Dominic."
You walk right by us.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
these 2
that-
assholes
why?
are at my
Why
party.
do I do that? Now you see why.
I know, we know why, but
all right.
Because
We
I had
thought you were
2
gonna be-
glasses of champagne in my hands. That's why.
There's you licking JD.
Then you're licking JD's face. It's enough.
Oh.
Go slow. The night is young.
Yeah, but the party was over early.
Yeah. Okay. But you pace yourself so you don't make an asshole out of yourself. And you enjoy the drinking. At some point, when you drink that much that quick, you don't enjoy it.
Were you able to
Oh, I
go
had
and
fun.
talk to everybody at the party? Were you able to go and say hello to Maggie Buckwald? No,
Yeah.
because you didn't. You
Yeah.
did not.
I
she would've
talked to
ran if
Don
you
for a
did.
long time about wines and stuff, and I talked to everybody at the party.
Hey, Howard, do you remember what Richard kept yelling out at the party all night? He kept yelling out, "Big guy jacking," all night.
What does that mean?
Richard downloaded a video of a guy 300 pounds who jerks off and then eats his semen. And he thinks it's the funniest video in the world. So all night at your party, he kept yelling across the room, "Big guy jacking, big guy jacking." And everyone's like, what's that all
It
about?
was like an inside joke
All
with
right,
me
the
and
two of you
JD.
go back to that office I got you and go
And never
create
come
something.
out.
Yeah. And close the door. No one wants to see you today.
I had
both of you.
fun, though. Thank you.
All right,
Just
thank
release
you.
the tapes.
Thank you,
I'd
Sal.
say thank you, but I don't want to get in trouble and be called a psycho.
Yeah, what would your thank you be now?
Hey, Howard.
That picture of Richard and JD, they look like 2 people who've been locked up in a shed in Alaska for 8 months. There's like no sun. look at how
Yeah, 2 whiter people you couldn't find.
Yeah.
they look sick.
And they're white people. They have privileges.
Richard, what happened, man?
I knew that was going to happen. Every time I drink, even if I didn't get a little sloshed, which I'll admit I did, and I was expecting this talk, but things get exaggerated a little bit.
There was no exaggeration.
I'm a drunk. What am I going to say? I love to party. I love to drink. I'm not going to deny that. I love it. It's good wine, good champagne. I got sloshed.
But what about some
And
of
I had
Howard's?
fun.
You know, Howard suggested maybe pacing yourself, drinking in moderation.
That's not as fun.
Yeah. So you're not heeding his advice here.
It's hard because, man, to get a good buzz on and be with your friends is fun.
And it takes work. You got to start early.
Yeah, and if the booze is flowing, I'm not gonna go lightly on it.
What about you, Sal? It seems like your obsession with Howard even spills over into congratulatory.
Because of him. He's the one who started the heckling.
ass kisser. And as soon as I heard the back, I knew this guy was
Well, by then you should have known not to kiss
But when
ass.
you said it, I knew an avalanche was going to open up because this fucking idiot was so drunk the whole time. It was like, ass kisser. So I knew it was all over.
But you don't think your speech was inappropriate or too, like, you know, one-sided towards your love for Howard?
It was a build-up. It was a build-up. That's it. I had a speech. I was building up, and in the end, Beth was the grand finale of it. So, but I couldn't get it off because this drunk idiot here inciting a riot during the middle of my speech.
I wasn't the only one that yelled.
I know, but you're the first one to jump off the fucking table. Let's get her. And then he's waving his arms, yelling, "Big guy
Hey,
Jack."
I was listening up the crowd for you.
Thank
buddy.
you. I appreciate it.
Come on, lightening the mood because you are very serious. and,
Yeah, I don't.
you
Yeah,
know.
good. Thank you. I'm no longer serious. So who gives a shit?
So basically, none of Howard's advice about how to behave at a party went, you know, you didn't learn anything.
I think we did fine. I was nice and sincere, and Richard had a few drinks. You know,
That's what people expect from.
what are you supposed to do at a party? Just curl up and dig a hole and die in it? It's a party, you know. You're supposed to party
Yeah.
at a party. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Haven't
you
you
know?
heard the Beastie Boys song? You gotta fight for your right to party, and that's
That's it.
what we're doing.
I mean, next thing
We're
you know,
keeping it real.
you want us to be quiet? Invite us to a fucking library. I mean, we're at a party.
Maybe not fight so hard next time.
No, we're fighting.
We didn't fight hard enough.
I understand you're upset you weren't invited to the engagement party.
Well, I wanted to share the celebration.
I know.
You know, the room was only so big.
Robin,
and once again, you have to cut it off somewhere.
It's like MTV's My Super Sweet 16 working here.
Right.
It's like you have to go to the playground, stand in line, get a ticket, hope you're invited.
But Lisa, you understand it's a restaurant and there's only so many people that she can invite.
I understand,
Do
but I
you?
would have liked to have helped you celebrate because I think it's a very joyous occasion. I didn't get a chance to do that.
But you understand that's a ridiculous kind of. I know you wish you could have been there, but Lisa said, "What's 4 more people?" But how could would it have been
Again,
Lisa?
what's 4 more people? It's over the limit of
You
the
know.
room.
So I would have come at 9 o'clock. Throw me a cookie.
Yeah, but Lisa, it's ridiculous to think that Rob. She can't just fill up a restaurant with people, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no reality to that. Even I understand that. I mean, I would have loved for you to have been there. I
So
would have loved
Scott
for
didn't
1,000 people
go.
to be
I would have gone.
Yeah, but you weren't, and you weren't.
Well,
the
I wasn't
name.
invited.
I
Right.
was shocked that I had. I mean, except for Scott and Doug, everybody RSVP'd in the affirmative. You were hoping that some people wouldn't come so I could add a few more people, but everybody did. I was already over in my
But Robin,
invitations.
let's be honest with Lisa. Even let's say 4 people who were there had canceled. Would Lisa have been the chosen one? No. Let's be honest.
Because then I couldn't invite everybody in the newsroom. I couldn't invite, again, every time it's like, all right, I'm just keeping it inside, very small, very long time associates. And then I had a couple people representing the other departments.
Like David Height.
Like David Height and Brad Driver.
Yeah,
No.
when do you ever see him, David?
When you ever see
You see
David
me
and
every
Brad?
day.
When do you see Brad Driver, the news director? But I was glad they were there. But like Lisa G, could she have possibly represented the news department?
Well, then
Instead
you
of
say,
Brad.
all right. Well, do you get then Steve Langford? What's he going to say?
I know where it stops now. It stops at the news director, and we're just scum of the earth. Everyone below that.
Robin, what about Steve the intern?
geez.
How did he get in there?
He's in the office. I invited all the office guys.
It's
And he was one.
You know, I wanna-
Just wait till my cookie party. That's all I have to say.
One of the things I want to say is, Robin is one of those
Oh,
people.
jeez.
There are people who talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. You've heard that horrible expression. I mean, anyone who says that is gay. But the fact of the matter is that Robin is the person. You know how everyone in the family has one person who always says, let's get together, but then gets it done?
Mm-hmm.
She is the only one who really gets it done. Like, she knows how important it is for us all to get together because it's always great.
You know how many
when we
times
get
I've said
together.
I'm going to have a party?
Oh, you say it almost on a weekly basis.
Yeah, 6 years I've been here. Not one. I tried to have a card game once. No one cared.
And I think you will be able to die without regret because you do it. You see, you get things done. And I admire you for it. I love you for it. It's a role on in my life that you always take, and you take it up with such cheer and joy. That Beth and I were talking. We said, "I'm throwing a party for Robin. That's my next thing. I don't even care what the occasion is, because she does it, and she's the one who does it." Now, the worst part of being the person who does all of this is that she's got to leave some people out. And I could see why you would start to zone and say, "You know what? I'm not doing this because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings." But the fact of the matter is, she does make the tough decisions, and she puts
and
together
you
these.
are invited to things. I invited you to something.
But
Jeez,
you,
I
love.
Right, I'm
Robin,
the something person. I'm not the everything person. But
Robin?
I understand.
Everybody can't be the everything person.
I left you a message. Talking about how wonderful you are.
Oh, well,
but of
thank
course, you either delete it or you don't know how to work your phone, and
Look,
that's a problem that you have.
You don't know how to dial or something.
I at the beep, I left a message. I
This
don't know where
does
my
happen
message is.
often with you guys.
No, it
There's always,
doesn't.
but there's always a
This
discussion.
is the only message I have never gotten. He always assumes that he's
Is
not
that
calling
true?
the right number, but every other message I've gotten.
Well, I've got to tell you, Robin, I love you. And Fred and Allison love you too. And the fact of the matter is, you're wonderful. Now, I'm sorry the pain Lisa G is causing you right now. But I understand her pain.
You have to understand that originally it was you only have 40 invites. And I was like, look, tell me the capacity of the room.
Right.
And then they said, well, because they were trying, again, these things cost money. You're acting like they don't cost anything.
Now, I understand.
And I decided, and Allison and I decided, forget the budget. What's the capacity of the room?
Right.
And they said, well, at 50, it's comfortable. At 60, you can accommodate it, but it's tight.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Right. And I said, all right.
Lisa's small.
40 people.
No, it was
50?
it was 57 people.
57.
And 3 people didn't show up.
What about Lisa standing outside the restaurant that we could see her as we leave?
I was right up the block. I take a music class on Thursday night. I was so tempted to crash
music
it.
class? What do you mean music class?
I'm in a chamber ensemble
Let
program.
me hear you sing. I've never heard you sing a
I
note.
play the violin. I can't sing.
Oh, well, Brent, play the violin for us.
I was going to show up with
Will
my
you bring-
violin. I would have played.
If you had told me you play the violin, I would have had you there as entertainment.
Bring it in tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Bring your violin in tomorrow. I want to hear you play.
How about an etiquette
Why
class?
are you saying no? I would like to hear you play.
No. You can come to my recital.
Well, let me hear you play a few notes.
No.
Why?
Because I'm really shy with it.
Oh, stop it.
Boy, I love Lisa, but her events I have no interest in going to.
Boy, she has the most horrible life, doesn't
The
she?
recital and a cookie contest. I mean, that's not the
What a
life of a
girl.
hot chick. She's a hot chick.
She's such a girl.
She's a,
No,
she's
I'm
not
a
a
nothing.
broad. She's a
I'm
girl.
a nothing.
Oh, here we go again with the I'm a nothing
I'm
thing.
a nothing. I'm a maybe. I'm not even a +1.
We're all
in your,
nothings
but
in
I
this room.
certainly imagine there are certain people in your life that always invite you to everything.
No, I'm the one who I'm with my friends. I get everyone together
Right.
because I enjoy it and I love my friends and I like the joy it brings other people.
Mm-hmm.
But not here.
Well, if you would start dating JD, then you'd be invited to all
That's
these things.
right. If I knew JD
Who did
had
he
a girl,
bring?
he
Who did
didn't
he
bring
bring?
anyone. He was
No one.
invited alone.
Well, he
I
doesn't
couldn't
have a
even
single-
give him a +1.
If you were his girlfriend, then you could come to these things.
By the way, it was nice of Robin to give me the option to bring a guest, even though I'm not dating someone steady. That was nice, yeah.
Well, you're quite welcome.
No,
I heard about your date.
No, but I feel bad.
What'd you hear?
I mean, that was Robin really treating me well.
What did you
there
hear
because-
about the date?
Hey, what did you hear?
What did you hear?
I heard
She didn't make out with somebody, did she?
that she was busty.
Right.
I heard
So?
that she.
Big titties.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I heard. That's enough. Oh, okay.
All right. Anything else from the
Yes.
newsroom?
Do you have any events in your life that doesn't involve me baking or you playing the violin?
Why are you so upset, Lisa?
Because I've realized that when it comes to parties here, I'm not even a maybe. I don't even think. Next time I hear there's a party, I'm not even going to think that I'm invited. But on this
occasion, I wanted to celebrate with Howard and Beth.
I have one more interesting story from the party that somebody told me. So I was talking to Artie's date, who was very sweet. She's a very sweet girl, very cute girl. And
Very
everything.
nice girl.
But I guess Scott DePace was telling me during the cocktail hour there was a small incident. Do you remember this?
No. What was that?
I guess she had a very beautiful cleavage, and I guess she dropped an hors d'oeuvre in her cleavage, and DePace's wife had to help her get it out.
Wow. She had some big titties.
That I did not see.
They didn't get
or hear
video
about.
of that?
I don't know.
She had a little halter top. She's all dressed up for Artie.
Yeah, she's very cute.
Yeah, good for you.
She's like 10. She's like in her late 20s or whatever.
Really?
And that young person language. She's like, yeah, I borrowed my friend's outfit and it's black with pink. It's really banging. I said, banging? So what is that? That means it's nice. They all talk like
You should say, hey,
Notorious
listen, young
B.I.G.
lady. You should say, listen, young lady, in my day, banging meant something else, which is what's going to happen to you.
I felt so old. Like your outfit is banging. What about what was the other thing I wanted to mention?
You said she made a faux pas during the cocktail hour. You said.
He
I
talked
bet
about
you-
that.
They did. Hey, I don't mean to change the subject from the party, but which was great, and thank you.
You're
I want
quite
to thank
welcome.
everyone.
I enjoyed
Oh.
myself in spite of all the bores, and I thought that most people were wonderful. Artie was incredible, and everybody really did a good job, except for Sal, of expressing how happy they were.
That's
for you.
the other thing I wanted to say. How great was Benji's girlfriend, Sheila?
Oh my God, she was fantastic.
She got up
She
and
was really good.
she got up and laced a double off the left field fence.
What did she say?
Oh, she was great.
She got up and she said, she was very eloquent. First of all, that's awkward because we were getting lit and Howard kept going, you have to say, you went to everybody and said, say something.
Right.
And Sheila gets up and me and Benji are right next to her and she goes.
This is Benji's girlfriend.
Right. And you would expect her
She
to
was
make a
good.
speech like Sal. You know, it's not funny and awkward. She goes, I just want to say it's great to be here. And my God, it's no surprise that the only two people here that aren't engaged are these two fat, sweaty slobs sitting next to me.
That was the greatest.
What am I doing with Benji?
I was a little confused. I thought this was a surprise intervention for Artie. I also think it's interesting that the only two men here who are not engaged are the two big, fat, sweaty guys. Howard and Beth, I haven't gotten to know you that well, but as well as I have gotten to know you, I really like you both. Apparently, I live in the neighborhood. I never run into you. But I'm so happy to hear that you two have finally decided to tie the knot, and I congratulate both of you. I really do. We love Sheila.
That was the greatest speech.
She had good material.
It got a huge laugh. She was
Benji,
very
she's a
nice.
keeper.
Oh yeah.
And then she said something about, I thought I was coming to Artie's intervention. She
Yeah,
was
right.
she
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Who wrote those lines for her? Did you write those?
No, she was trying to write stuff for me.
Oh, wow.
And she
Well,
even
listen
had
to her
more
then.
stuff she didn't get to.
Wow.
it's
She
funny.
was, I said it was a 1-2 punch. Artie was great, and Sheila was second.
You know, it's funny. I took the little envelope with the table number on it, and I had to ask the wait. It was a big production. I had to ask the waitress for a pen, so I started scribbling shit that I wanted to say, and Sheila saw that and she grabbed it, and I was like, all right, what's she gonna say? Then boom, that opener was like,
Yeah,
wow,
she's got good stuff.
like Benji's dating George Carlin.
Yeah.
Well, Artie had a great line. He says, isn't it sad when, you're dating Benji and your date gets the looks and the talent?
Yes, Sheila got the looks and the talent on that couple.
Yeah, well, that was a great party. Thank you, guys, and it was great.
First of all, I am so moved by this night to have all of our friends to celebrate our engagement. I am really a happy, lucky man, and I've never been happier in my life, and I have to thank Beth for all of this. I'm getting embarrassed. I love you. And I love all of you very much. Each person in this room is so special. Robin, Allison, and Fred, thank you so much. And this group of people, we're all so close, we all work together. It's sometimes we don't communicate it to one another. But I can't think of a more special evening and more special people than to spend this evening with. And the food and the wines and the dessert is just superb. And I love you all.
I'm sorry we fucked up your quiet dinner with Robin.
I was talking to Fred earlier. We're going over the list of things Howard said he would never do. He said he would never live in New York City. Then he bought an apartment. Never live out with those snobs in the Hamptons. And then he built a house in the Hamptons. He said he never would own a dog. He said they were dirty creatures. And then he said he would never get married. And thank God he never keeps his word.
I've got to say, I've never seen this guy happier in my entire life. That makes me feel good. It should make you all feel good. And Gary especially.
And we just wanted to let you know how happy we are for the both of you and how special we think you both are. And just to say congratulations!
Don't listen to my husband's songs because in spite of them, he does nothing but kiss my butt at home.
Howard and I have signed on for the next edition of Dancing with the Stars.
Because I can tell you that from my heart that I know that you're the best thing that ever happened to him. Congratulations. And I love you both.
Cái gì hay xuất hiện vào ban đêm chính xác đấy là mặt trăng, vậy chúng ta sẽ tố cáo mặt trăng.